Are you guys excited?
We're on.
We're ready?
It's live.
Hi guys, I know, I think I was sending some of you guys to the YouTube page for the live video, but we're on Facebook, so hopefully those that went to the live video on YouTube finds us here. We're getting ready to decorate our fall box. I've got some local kids here decorating with me. Should we introduce ourselves while we're waiting for some people to join us? Why don't you go ahead and start, mister? Go ahead and tell me your name,
Nice and
and I
loud.
just want to know how old you are, okay?
Hi, I'm Richard, and I'm 6.
Perfect.
I'm Leah, and I'm 12. I'm Avery, and I'm 11.
I'm Madison, and I'm 7.
I'm Ebony, and I'm 11.
Well, awesome. Welcome, kiddos, and thanks for decorating with me today. It's going to be exciting. I like to have kids in here decorating so that we can all gauge the amount of time that it takes to decorate and just also their interest in how we can move with the video. So we're about to get started. With that being said, make sure you have a pair of scissors near you, the decorating needle. And, you know, I grabbed some clamps because there's some bags that went out that we just heat sealed. They look like this. And then we also have other bags that were taped. Leah, can I see the white one? And they were like this. So we're going to test it out with these, the heat sealed ones. And I'll show you how we're going to do that and add clamps to them. So if you have clamps, you can add them on. If not, no big deal. Okay? There you go, Leah. Thank you. Okay, are we ready to decorate? Yeah?
In a couple more minutes, probably.
Okay. Say that one more time. Maybe I think he needs one. And those two. So 3. Oh. And then one more. Can I have that bag back? All right, so while we're waiting, we also want to let you know that we have our Christmas and our Hanukkah boxes. They're available right now on our website, so check those out. And for the Christmas ones, we have free shipping. The code is Black Friday. We haven't really posted much about that quite yet. So I know those of you that got your boxes in the mail, in the local boxes, got this code. So use this code, it's free shipping. I mean, that's about $10 you're gonna save. So if you wanted to ship to somewhere or whatever, this is awesome. It's a great deal.
It would probably also be fun for the people who are watching the video to comment where they're from, where they're decorating from, and their ages too.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Yeah, so let me know. Where are you decorating from? Who's decorating with us? Let us know. If you're re-watching, that's fine. Just tell me, give me that info. So while we're waiting, what I want everyone to do, just go ahead. Who has a separated bag? The one that's kind of separated. Did you already mix it up? Mm-hmm. Oh. Anyone else have colors that are separating?
Mine was really separated.
Okay. So when you get these bags, a lot of the bags are separating, or the colors. So when you look at it, it looks kind of darker and kind of streaky, like this. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take those bags, all the colors, and this is what you're going to do before you cut them or anything else. Okay. And you're going to just massage them, knead them up, just kind of get it all mixed in. And what that's going to do, that's going to reincorporate the water with the sugars. Okay. Get it all incorporated together. Because you don't want to have the separation there when you're decorating, because what's going to happen, you're going to have some spot or some royal icing that comes out really runny, and it's going to not look as pretty. Okay, so go ahead and start squishing your bags around a little bit. You don't want to squish too hard because you don't want to accidentally break the seal and knock the frosting up above that line. Okay. All right, so that's one bag down. We'll go ahead and do this one. So is anyone telling us where they're from, love? Let's see, I'm going to pull, no, I can't pull it up on there. And then next I'll go over all the cookies that we have and tell you what our plans are for those. Okay, we're just going to mix them up. How are yours looking, Madison? The little guys, you guys are doing okay mixing those? Let's see. So if you have the little ones doing this with you, it's just a good little activity for them to do beforehand or whatever, get them prepared while you get all the tools that you need. This looks good. All right, so you can take a few more minutes if you want and just keep kneading those as we kind of go over everything. So in your boxes, you should have gotten 8 cookies, 4 bags of frosting, a decorating needle, and some sprinkles. For the cookies, and then so make sure you have a pair of scissors. I know I already said that for those that started watching early. Okay, so for the cookies we have a circle, big plans for that guy. We have a plaque that we're going to use. We have a football. Football, looks like that. We have a latte. That's what that one is. It's going to be a little latte. Then we have a pumpkin. Then we have a leaf. And we have this little guy. So he's going to be a pumpkin pie slice. Isn't that fun? And then my favorite of all, a fox. Okay? I actually have this part of my Thanksgiving decorated kit, or cookies. And he's the cutest little thing. All right, so make sure that you have enough space so when you're decorating, you put your cookies down to dry. Darren, can I get you to bring me over a sheet pan? Maybe a couple so that the ladies down there can put their cookies on it. We can move that out of the way. What do you need? Oh, yes, you're going to use this one. Okay. So another thing that I like to do is I have these food safe markers. They're actually food decorating pens. This one's a Chef Master one. I like this brand. I don't know if it's if you're able to see it very well or not. But on this one, you have a fine point, and then you also have the bolder point, and what you could draw on your cookies. So if you wanted to go through and draw on your cookies, I did that last time, but I just wanted to show you what I use for it. So these are awesome. So if you wanted to get these for the next box, or if you already have them sitting around, you can draw on your cookies and just plan it out a bit. All right, so let's get decorating. All right, everyone's good to go? So when you guys are done decorating, you can just stick them right in the middle if you want. Okay? All right, let's get this camera view going here for you. Let's see, actually. So we're going to use this one. I think they've got that one, so we've got 2 pairs. Okay. All right, let's see. We keep messing with this guy. So make sure we have a good view here. Now, for those of you that are catching us live, that's awesome. But there's also going to be a handful of you that are going to be catching this later on down the road. So that's fine either way. Okay, so these clamps are what I was talking about. I like using these because if you accidentally squeeze this too hard, it's going to pop the frosting. It's even going to break that seal that we put on there for you. Okay, so if you don't have those clamps, that's fine. All you need to do is just push the frosting down, and then you're going to give it a good old twist. And then you can tape it if you wanted to. Okay, or just hold it below your hand like this. But for me, I'm going to put a little clamp on here, just to be extra safe, okay? All right. So we've got this pretty rusty brown, maybe? I'm not sure what to call that. Yes, burnt orange. That's great. That was Andy, my husband. He's smart sometimes. Okay. Exactly. And then we get this color. It's like a reddish polished color. What color would you call this, Andrew?
That's crimson.
I don't think so, but I think crimson's like really red, like at Christmas. All right, we're just about ready. I think, and now we're going to start cutting the bags, so don't cut them quite yet. And remember, when we cut our bags, you want to cut off the smallest cut, okay? Because if you cut off, thank you, Trisha. I know it's definitely not crimson. Okay, remember, the less is better because you can always cut off a little more, but if you cut off too much, you can never go back. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through all of our cookies and we're going to outline them, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the smallest little tip. Okay, you don't need much cut off. I'm just going to okay, I did not cut off much. Let's see if I can get that to focus. I'm not sure if I move the camera. Okay. All right, and I'll pass these around to you. I know you're waiting patiently. We used this for our class yesterday. These scissors. Okay, so which one should we start with? Let's start with the pumpkin. I like the pumpkin. Okay, we're going to start with the pumpkin, and then next we'll move on to the pumpkin pie. So I'll set that there so you can see it. All right. So my pumpkin, I'm going to do this burnt orange color. You're just going to go through and you're just going to outline them. So I'm going to put, see, so when I'm outlining right now, I can tell that I did not cut my bag big, or cut a big enough tip. So I'm going to go and cut it again. I'm going to finish this though. You get them all cut? All right, I think that's better. Okay. And then you're going to do the sides. Oh, much better. Okay, and this way we get the dimensions of the pumpkin and all the little lines that go through them. Okay, and then after you get done with that one, we're going to outline our pumpkin pie. Now with some of the little guys, their hand strength may not be that great. So one thing is you can help them squeeze it a little bit, or you can just let them try it on their own and it will still turn out beautiful. But like with my little guy right here, little Witten, he needs help squeezing the bag. And maybe with that, Andy, you can maybe make the hole just a little bit bigger. Okay, so the pumpkin pie, I left my top open because I'm going to do something with that in a bit. Are you kiddos able to see and follow along? All right. So I'm going to do the top here. It's just going to be white. Now you can get as close to the edge that you as close as you want, or you can get a little bit further away. If you're new to decorating sugar cookies, I would recommend maybe going a little bit further away, leaving a little bit of a gap from the outline to the edge of the cookie. That way, if you do spill over that line, it's not spilling over the edge. Okay, gives you a little leeway for mistakes. All right, our plaque is going to be white. Now with this plaque, you want to have your needle ready, okay, because you see these little pointed edges here. You're going to help, if you want those to be just as pointy when you're frosting the cookie, you just pull your lines out a bit. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Just have it nearby because the frosting does dry pretty quickly. So you kind of have to move pretty fast. So for me, I've had quite a bit of practice. So going and making that point, I've done a lot. So I'm going to do this one so it doesn't have the point, so I can show you. Did not outline that one very well. So you can always go through, fix your outlining if you wanted, and then take that needle. So this is what I was talking about, the point right here. Just kind of pull it out a little. Just like that. Okay, so if you're decorating with us, I'm going to want to see these cookies. I want to see your beautiful works of art. So when we're done, whether it's today, this week, I want you to use the hashtag decorate with DP. I think it's in the video description. So if you are looking for it, that's where you can find what it is. So hashtag, so post your cookies and include that hashtag once you post them. So I'm going to move these guys over a little. I think those are going to be beautiful. I could have fixed that, but that's okay. All right, football is next. Now the football, when you look at this cookie, you have some of these up here. Those are the laces, the little bumps, okay? So you can either fill that in with brown. I'm going to leave mine open. And I'll show you, so it's up to you what you want to do, but I'm going to just fill in a perfect little football shape, and we'll add in those laces here later. Just don't worry about those. Or if you want to fill them in because you like your cookie to be covered completely, that's fine too. These are your works of art, so you can follow along with me. You can start following along with me, and then go your own direction, whatever you feel the need to do. Okay. The latte is going to be a little different in this box, so we'll do that one here in a minute. With the leaf, we're going to do the leaf a reddish color, I think. Okay, so this one has some bumps on here, so we're just going to kind of fill those in a little bit. Just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect because leaves, texture, they're all different as it is, so whatever rhyme or reason. And I'm going to close it there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the stem. Like this, and then I put a little dot at the end. Did you find a picture? Oh, Andy, get her hooked up. And this is, if you want to use that one, you can too. Okay, circles next. You can use the orange for your stem if you want. And if you don't want to use the red and you want to use the brown, that's fine too. Okay? Pretty much my thought is for all the cookies, each color could fill a full cookie twice. So this bag is enough for 2 cookies, okay? So if you're planning it, just keep that in mind, because otherwise you'll run out of one color that you may want to use for another cookie, and you'll be upset about that.
Why don't we take a minute and let everyone tell us what cookie they're most excited to decorate. That's a fun thing to comment on.
Yeah. Is everyone excited about the circle? Do you know what it might be? It's Thanksgiving theme. So the circle definitely has something to do with Thanksgiving. We're going to be eating them. If that gives you any, well, not the cookie, but we will be eating the cookie too. But what we're decorating, it's a big part of the Thanksgiving meal. Probably the centerpiece. Anyone have guesses? A turkey.
I knew what.
Did you? Did your mom tell you?
Yeah.
What?
Because I haven't given them to my teachers.
That's right. I hope they love them. Okay, so with the fox, you're going to need 2 different colors. We're going to outline with the white and with that reddish color that we had. Okay? So let's start with our white. And we're going to outline its little cheeks first. Let me show you how that's done. Now this is probably going to be a more technical cookie as well as our little latte. Okay? So we're going to decorate the fox. You're going to put like little, I'm guessing it's like a half circle, or maybe like little footballs, right? Ovals. We're going to just draw it like that. And same thing on this side. Okay, those are going to be his little cheeks. Okay, now the other little white part that we do is for his tail. You're going to draw this in, and you're going to just draw little zigzag lines so we get that texture of the tail. Okay. Wow, look at all the, your outlining is looking fantastic. All right, and then you're going to go through and you're going to outline with the red. So with little, and I'm going to, this one, definitely there's more steps to this. So if you don't feel like doing all these steps, that's fine. You just make it easier for what works for you and whoever's decorating. But we're going to draw a little line across his body so that we know that this is where his little tail is, okay? And then we're going to do this one right here across. I love this red color for the fox. And then same thing up here, we're just going to draw on his little top of his head. And then you're going to draw his body. Okay, and now if you feel like your line's not clean enough or whatever, always check your tip. You can always clean it up. Oh, you know, one thing we didn't grab beforehand was paper towels. I always like to have like a paper towel nearby, just damp. And what I do is I'll wipe off my hands and even my decorating tools. So the tips of my bags I'll wipe off. I wipe off my needles. By the way, this is my needle that I use to decorate with. This can be found on Amazon. If anybody wants their own decorating needle, especially if you're going to be doing it a lot, like during the holidays and stuff. I love this guy. And he's definitely a little bit longer than, say, the one that I put in the bag. Now, if you have multiple people decorating, especially kiddos, just be careful with this needle. It's definitely got a little nice point to it, okay? I've definitely poked myself a few times. And also, if you have multiple kiddos, you can use toothpicks for it. So, you know, one last thing I want to add to my fox, I want a little line here. That way, I know where the difference from the head and from the body is. So I'm just going to put a little line so that it makes that separation for me. Thank you. Okay, and then we're going to do the latte. Now the latte has a few more steps to it. Okay, so for the latte, I'm going to make the cup white, but then I'm also going to add in the middle part is going to be brown, okay? I'm going to scooch these guys around. I think everybody's caught up on those. I want everybody to see the fox if they're not caught up. Your mom says, Madison, that she can't wait to eat those cookies. Are you planning on sharing? No, I didn't think so. I don't know. Your mom is silly. She's going to have to fight you for those, that's for sure. Okay. So for the latte, we're going to start off with the top. Okay, and I'm going to do the middle part here. Just go across. How's everyone doing? Kiddos? Good? Any questions so far? Okay, you know, I've had some questions in regards to storage of the frosting and the cookies and everything. So I want to touch on that. And you know what? For my December box, I will have those instructions in there. Even a video maybe that just kind of going over everything. So I grabbed the brown. We're going to do the brown now. So yes, you can store everything at room temperature. Nothing needs to go into the fridge, especially if you're going to be decorating within the next few days. Now, if you're planning on decorating at a later date, you can always stick the cookies into the freezer. Just make sure you have them in a Tupperware container. Or you can even stick the royal icing into the freezer. Now, the royal icing will actually stay at room temperature for about, I don't know, a month. It lasts forever. So no need to worry about putting that away.
From the Funks.
Oh, look how cute.
Can we share it?
That's fine. We got some kids at home decorating along. Hello, Funks. You already eaten the cookies. Yeah, you know, it's hard to wait for these cookies to be decorated sometimes. I always say let them dry at least 12 hours if you can wait that long. But if you can't, no worries. It usually takes a good 24 hours, though, for cookies to dry all the way. Okay, so that's what the latte is going to look like, and that's what the Fox is going to look like. Are you ladies able to keep up? You can see what I'm doing over here? Yeah? Okay. You did, or Madison's a pro. Just to let you know, Brandy. She's already done. Okay, she's keeping up really well. So now that all my cookies are outlined, you're going to want to cut your bags just a little bit bigger. Okay? Just a small little cut, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So back to my instructions on the cookies. They can be left out for a little bit, but if you want to put them in a Tupperware container, that will keep them fresher. Okay? So especially those local pickups, if you want to decorate later on this week, I would just stick those bad boys in some Tupperware. And then that way it preserves them for a while. And usually they can sit in Tupperware for 2 weeks. And you know, you're kind of risking it at 2 weeks, but they do last a while. And they still taste pretty fresh. So no need to refrigerate or anything unless you're planning on doing it at a later date. And the freezer is best. No worries about sticking them in the fridge. Okay, so we're going to go back to the ones that we started with. I think the pumpkin's a nice starter cookie to fill.
You just cut the bag in order?
I did. I showed everybody. Yeah. Let's see. You guys want to see how I just cut the bags? Yes. Did you cut what? Witten Jet? I thought I had it on the video, but I think I missed it. Okay. Can I use the blue scissors? Okay. So this was the first cut. Okay, just a little tiny cut. Now the second cut is seriously just the smallest little bit more. Where'd that little piece go? I mean, really just the tiniest little next spot. Hold on. Is it focusing? Okay, does that help? Awesome. Okay, and again, if you don't cut it big enough, and you'll know, you want it to kind of, I'll show you how mine comes out. If it's not coming out as efficiently, then your hole might need to be cut a little bit bigger. And remember, you can always go back and cut off more if you need to, but if you cut it off too big, you can never recover from that, okay? All right. So this is how I fill it. So I've already cut my holes. I'm just going to go around all the edges, go all the way. Okay. And then you're going to take your decorating needle. And I have some gaps here, and even this guy kind of went over my line. I don't like that. So what you can do is you pull that frosting back in. Okay? You pull it back in, that way it's not going to go over that edge. And fill in those holes, and then I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes. I'm actually going to probably decorate another cookie before I fill in those sides. That way, you can really see the definition of those lines once the cookie dries. And then you give it a good old shake, okay? You shake it, you can even kind of tap it if you want. Let's see if I can get a little closer on that. There we go. Okay, then you can just touch these little spots and they'll just fall right on in for you if you want to be perfect. So we're going to let that just sit for a few minutes, and I'm going to decorate another one real quick. The next one that I'm going to do I'm gonna do the circle. Okay, that was brown. So I'm gonna fill him in with brown. My tip is getting a little dirty, so I always kind of just clean it up a little, just like that. Okay, check your needle, make sure that's cleaned up. I usually clean it right after I fill it because you don't want it drying on there. Okay, just wipe it off. It comes clean. Okay, so we're gonna fill in the circle just like we did the pumpkin. Okay, and you want to use a little bit more hand strength than what you think to get that frosting to float or get out. You don't want to squeeze it to where you pop the bag though, so be careful squeezing it too hard. Okay, again, you're just going to go through, make sure you get all those holes filled in, get it next to that line. So when I'm filling, you don't have to get right on top of that line. You can always pull that royal icing into it so it fills it in. That way you're not overflowing. So if you're having overflowing issues, just fill it into where it's not right next to the outline. Beautiful work. Okay, that one looks good. It doesn't look like it needs any other help. Okay, the shake is important. And then if the shake isn't working very well, you can always tap it a little. Just take your cookie and tap it. You want to be careful of tapping because sometimes when you tap it, air bubbles like to come up. And then those bother me too. I have to pop all those. But it's a whole nother. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the football next because it's another simple one. Trying to make it so you can see these as I go. And then the football. Okay, so we're going to fill the football. I'm filling it in brown. If you want to fill it in something else, that's fine. Okay, so I'm filling in right next to that line. Now, if you are having overflowing issues and you're like, it keeps overflowing, just fill in next to it like this. You don't have to get right on the line. Okay, see how I did that? And then what's going to happen is you're going to fill it in. It's going to kind of push it on, out too. So you're going to just go in and you can go next to it and fill it in, and it kind of pushes it to the edge a little bit more. Okay, so it still needs a little bit of help. So you're going to take your needle and you're going to just kind of fill in like that. Just like that, okay? And then I have a little spot that's poking up. You just touch it like that, it falls in. And I don't really need to shake these either, but I may. Okay, if you're having the running problem to where you're like, I didn't mix my frosting enough at the beginning. Okay, so say you're filling it in and it looks like a really dark area came out, like it's watery. All you do is you pinch your bag and just mix it up again. You just want to make sure you, massage it, and knead it, okay? And it just helps you get that mixed in together again. So that happens to me a lot when I am decorating. I'll realize, this bag needs more kneading. It needs more, love. So I just pinch that tip and then you just knead it, okay? All right, so we've got the circle filled in. We have the football filled in. I'm going to give the pumpkin a little bit more time. Not ready to really mess with him quite yet. Okay, so last video, I did a lot of wet on wet. We're going to do wet on wet. That means when the royal icing is really wet and runny, okay? I'm not going to let anything, I didn't let anything dry last time. This time, I'm going to show you a little bit of decoration once this dries. So this is going to dry, and then we're going to add some details on the top. We did not do that last time, so I'm kind of excited to show you that. Okay, so the latte, I'm going to fill in this part with, let's start with the white part. We're going to fill in the white. And I'm going to do this part, and then I'm going to do, I'll show you how I do it. And then the bottom part, and then the top part, if that makes sense. But let me just show you. Okay. All right. Shake it. Give it a little tap, then you go, I'm gonna do the top part. I'm gonna skip this part for now, okay? So I'm gonna fill this in. Okay. Let's make it look nice. This one, see how I filled from edge to edge? Again, you don't have to fill edge to edge if you're not comfortable. Leave a little bit of leeway there for that. Okay, and then we're going to fill in this bottom part. Now I'm going to go through. I want to show you some of the viewers how our kiddos are doing. Royal icing is messy. It gets all over when you're decorating, so if you want to wear an apron, it's always a good idea. Okay, so we're going to let that guy sit for a minute. The next one we're going to grab is we're going to grab the pumpkin pie. I'm going to scooch these guys out of view for, I think most people are caught up on that. You can always rewind if you needed to, just so you can see how I do something. And the video will be posted on YouTube, so if you want to view at a later date too, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to fill in the pumpkin pie. I'm going to fill in the white of it first. I like to do the white. So sometimes if you fill it in with the color first and then you go with the top or the white likes to grab that color. It's called color leaching. So then you'll see streaks of color right next to where the white is, and it should be white. So that's why if you're decorating, you always want to do the white before you do the darker color. Okay, and just fill it in. Sometimes you need assistance with the other hand. I'm going to clean my tip. Give it a good shake. So that's like the crust of the pumpkin pie. All right, the next one we're going to do. Am I going too fast for kiddos? Let me slow down for a minute. Okay. Maybe this is a good time to go around and look at everybody. Of course you are. Look at everybody's cookies. All right, let's check out the work of some of these kids. They're doing fantastic work. You know,
Let's take a peek at some of these things.
We're located in Erie, Colorado. We have a little bakery that we're opening. It's called DP Sweet Life. It's just right down on Cheeseman and Briggs Street. So we're planning on being open soon. Retail, I believe, is going to be open early 2019. So just keep updates on, or looking for updates for those. I'm really impressed with how all of you are doing. Whitten, have you done this before? The answer is yes, many times.
Are you 6 years old? Wait, look at me. Big smile. Let's see your work. Wow.
Very nice. Okay. Hopefully that gave you enough time to catch up. Maybe you were already catched up or caught up, but you can also go potty, take a water break. I don't know, whatever we have to do. Okay. All right, so I'm still going to let these dry a little bit. The next one that we probably want to work on is the fox, because he's going to need a little bit of drying time. Miss Tony was saying hi. Okay, so for the fox, we're going to also fill in the white again. You want to fill in the white before you fill in the color. Now with this one, you're going to have small little crevices that are in the tail. And just to prevent from overflowing, I can show you how you can just pull the white through instead of going all the way in there. Okay, so if you want to go all the way in there, you just got to be careful and just fill it like that. Okay, just put a little extra flooding in there. So this is called flooding. That's what we're doing right now. We're flooding our cookies with royal icing. What you could do is you can just pull it right on through with your tool. And that will help fill in those gaps. So you can either fill it in or just pull it in if you're not comfortable because you're afraid it's going to be messy on you. Okay? And then what you can do is just make it look nice by pulling that frosting around. Give it a good little shake. And we're going to let him dry for a minute. All right, I'm going to move the football and the turkey. That's going to be the turkey, the circle. I'm just moving them over so that I can show you. Keep this in the frame because I think people are still decorating the fox. The pumpkin. I can move over. I think everybody's caught up. If not, I can rewind. Okay, so those are the 3 outlined ones. So we're going to add on, let's do I had in mind what I was going to do. I think we'll do the leaf in 1 second. We're going to do the plaque. Okay, so the plaque is the one that I had plans to use the sprinkles with. Okay, so the sprinkles, I know that some people got little mini leaves in their packages and others got the gold. I love the gold sprinkles, especially for fall and even Christmas, okay? So make sure you have those handy because you want to use those as soon as you flood your cookie. Otherwise, it dries and then it doesn't stick as well. Okay, so we're just going to have it nearby. You're going to flood in the white. You don't have to go right next to the line like I am. I know I've said that already a few times, but go a little bit away. That way you can manipulate it and you don't overflow. There's no rhyme or reason of how you want to fill this. If you want to go around and then you're going to meet in the middle, if you want to just draw lines like this, whatever, just fill them up. Okay, so when you're filling it, you want it to look very similar to this. I've seen people fill them and there's still quite a few holes going on. Okay, usually that just means you need a little bit more flooding. You didn't flood enough. You need more royal icing. Now on the plaque, if you wanted to, you can also go through and pull out a little bit of royal icing on those edges so that it has those points. Okay, then we're going to give them a good old shake. When you're holding the needle, you want to kind of hold it at a 45-degree angle. A lot of people like to hold it down like almost parallel to the cookie, okay? You can do that, but it really is not very efficient to getting that frosting because it likes to pull up the frosting when you're doing it. You want to hold it at a 45-degree angle, and that gives you the best results when you're manipulating that frosting. Okay, so what you could do also right now, let's see. I'm going to add in, I like the red. I'm going to just put a few polka dots on mine. You can put whatever you want, but we're going to add in the sprinkles in 1 second. I'm just going to put in this, and this, but we can make little leaves. Okay, so we're going to drag that red and make cute little leaves. Okay, and it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to do it that way and then pull it out a little bit more. They're like little maple leaves. Just perfect for fall, right? This little guy's not working on me. And then that could be the stem. pull it out, and sometimes it takes a little bit of manipulation. It could just be fun little colored shapes. They don't have to be necessarily leaves. Leaves are a little bit harder to do. This is like your aspen leaf. This is supposed to be like a maple leaf. And this one, I'm just gonna pull it out and just kind of make them jaggedy. A little bit jagged there. Okay, no rhyme or reason. Just making a pretty little shape over there, and then give it a good shake so that it falls down. I bet you can touch it. And then you're going to add on a few sprinkles. And I'm just going to put them around the edge, because right in the middle we're going to put Happy Thanksgiving, or you're going to put Happy Fall, whatever you want to put on there, okay? And it's okay if you have some sprinkles that fall in the middle, not a big deal. Okay? We'll come back to that guy. I couldn't handle it. I had to fix a sprinkle in the middle of my guy. Okay. We're going to put that right here. I had a little sprinkle sitting in the middle. I had to take him out. Okay. This guy looks a little cracky. It's okay. Once they dry a little bit, that goes away. The next one we're going to do, we'll do the maple leaf. So grab your maple leaf with the red, and you also want to have your other colors sitting nearby. We did this technique with the spider web on, when we did that Halloween one. Okay, so we're going to do it on the leaves this time. Oh, what are you doing? Okay, so we're going to fill it in. Again, you don't have to fill it in like I just did here. I'll show you how you can fill it in and just drag it. Okay, so you just go along the edge, and then I will leave those gaps for you. So you can just pull it in, or just push it in too with your frosting. And you'll figure out what works best for you as you do this. Okay. So if you are dragging it in, just circle, hold it 90 degrees, or 45 degrees, not 90, like this. Just kind of circle it in there. Again, on those tips, you want to drag that frosting so it has those pretty tips for the tips of the leaves. Okay, you have to work pretty fast with this one, so I'm going to just keep moving. What you're going to want to do, take the brown and the orange frosting and the white. I'm going to start with the brown. I'm going to draw little lines in here like this. I did this with my Erie Creative Collective group the other night when they were in my bakery, and I showed them this trick, so I know a couple of them got boxes as well. So they're good, they're pros with this. Okay, so you're just gonna do whatever pattern you want. I'm gonna do the brown, white, or no, orange, white, brown. You can even just leave it striped if you want. You don't have to do what I'm gonna do. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the orange. And then the white. Then you're going to grab your needle, and you're going to do this pretty fast because you don't want this to dry. So you're going to pull it through like this. Make sure your needle is clean. I clean almost every time I pull it out. I'll come and pull this one down. Then I'm going to go up because I like having this come up through the tips like that. We're going to pull this down like this. Same thing, start down and pull it up. Okay. Give it a good shake, and it should all fall in and look beautiful, just like that. Isn't that pretty? Lindsay likes it. Okay. So next thing, I know that I have a bunch of you probably still catching up from that last one. I know my kiddos are doing a really decent job. Avery, what you want to do is clean that tip, okay? You've got a lot of extra frosting on your tip. Make sure your tips are clean, not only on your needles, but also your piping bags, okay? I clean those often. It's a good little just habit to have. All right, kiddos, how are we doing?
Good.
Yeah? Whitten, your cookies are looking beautiful. I love it. Look at that. Did your mom help you? Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed. You're talented just like she is. Okay. Oh. Poked my pumpkin. All right, I just poked my pumpkin, so I want to show you how maybe you can fix it. Look at, I poked them, okay? So how you can fix that, because I'm sure that it happens, to me, so it happens to probably everyone too. At one point, it's just one of the parts of decorating. You sometimes bump them, you touch them with the wrong finger, something slides, I don't know. So all you do is just go in, you add a little bit of extra frosting, and you just kind of fill it in. Kind of patching it up. Being very careful, okay? And then you're going to shake it, and hopefully it all sits in and no one will notice. Give it a good shake. Touch it. And once it dries, usually you can't tell it was there. Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna let that one sit in for another minute. I was gonna fill it in, but now I hatched it up instead, so we'll let that sit. Let's do the latte. We'll fill that in. Okay, so we've got the brown to fill in and a little bit more white. I'm gonna put the pumpkin over here so I don't make the same mistake. Okay, we're grabbing the white, and you're going to fill in the white part first, and then you could fill in the brown part, or you could do the brown part first, and then the white part. But the brown part, I'm going to show you what we can add in there. So if you want to wait, you can. If not, just fill it in. But I figured we could do a little design. Let's fill them on in. Okay, give it a good shake. So see how that you have the definition now of the cup? Okay, you don't have to do it the way I did it. You could have just filled it all in and not worried about it. But if someone, really wants to learn how to decorate and make them look like that, that's how you do it. Okay, we're going to grab the brown and we're going to fill this in. Take your decorating needle, fill that in. And on this one, you can add in some color if you want. You can leave it alone. You can draw on the Starbucks symbol if that's what you want. I don't know. I'm going to draw in some hearts. I'll show you how to do that. You can draw hearts or even swirls.
I think you will have to use brown.
I think I might do swirlies actually instead of hearts. I just changed my mind.
See, Madison decided to use red. See, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you don't have to do brown. I love to see when people mix it up a little. Okay, grab your needle, make sure it's clean. Okay, we're good. And then you're going to do the same thing that we did on the leaf on here and just pull them through. I love this technique and I love the way it looks. It's so pretty. It's easy to do. So what do you put in your lattes for those of you that are watching? I personally, I can't talk. If you like pumpkin spice latte, I don't know. I like chais from Starbucks. I also like Breve lattes. Sometimes I'll add in a little hazelnut. Okay, we're gonna move that over.
Where's the chai?
We're gonna fill in the pumpkin. The pumpkin pie. Sorry, I said pumpkin. You're probably reaching for the pumpkin, huh? I was messing with you guys. I meant the pie. Fill those in. Okay, so I got it really close to those edges. See how this one's kind of thinking about going over? Just pull that bad boy in. All right. Give it a good shake. This guy needs a little help here. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna do that, and then you're gonna add a little bit of white. So you can either do it now, or you can wait till it dries and then add on some white, but I thought it would be cute to just show you. So what I was thinking was doing like a little swirl here in the middle, or you can do a circle if you wanted, I don't know, it's up to you. And then you're gonna take your needle, and you just pull in. You're gonna start in the colored area, so you pull the color through the white. You're just gonna pull it in like that. And I'm just gonna do 4 of them. And then it's gonna look like a dollop of whipped cream. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for joining us. All right, give it a good shake. And look how pretty that is, okay? We'll move him aside. Next, we'll grab the fox. We'll start working on her, or him. We'll just get you set up. I know we were finishing up that last one. And you can add some sprinkles on wherever you want. I know that I haven't been using them a lot. I might add them onto my pumpkin actually, but I have some kiddos here who added them onto their pie, their pumpkin pie. Someone added onto their latte. You're gonna have a lot of sprinkles, so if you are a sprinkle fan, just put them on. Okay. What's wrong? Okay. All right, we're ready for the fox. All right. My crew here is ready. Carrie, we're shipping them, so if you want to, test it out, we're actually offering free shipping, which is great because the shipping costs can get expensive. We're trying to figure that all out, but right now the shipping's like $10 to get them shipped. But we have the free shipping through this week. You should go check it out. All right, so for the fox, we're gonna do the tail and the head, then we're gonna let it dry, and then we'll finish up with the body, okay? So first we're gonna go through, and again, same thing, if you just wanna put a pile here and then pull in the color, you can. So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna kind of put a little extra here because I know I'm gonna have to pull it through, okay? And we like foxes with big, bushy tails, so you can put a little bit of extra frosting there. That way when it dries, it's kind of poofier. I'm gonna pull this towards me so I can pull it in. We're just gonna drag it, just like that. Kind of fill in those holes. I think my fox is probably one of my most favorite things that I've done recently. They were just the cutest little cookies. Okay. I know he's upside down, but it's the best place for me to grab him to shake him, like that. Turn him around. I'm gonna add in the color for his head. Okay, now you wanna have your white nearby because we're gonna add in a little bit of ears as well. The whites of his ears. Okay, again, I left a little bit of spacing here, so all you have to do is pull that up for the ears, make the point at the top. Drag it into that corner. All right. And by the way, the video for the Christmas box is going to be on, do you remember the date of that, Andrew? December 16th at 11 a.m. We have to do it earlier. I know the last two videos we've done at noon. We have a dance recital for our son at 2 p.m. that day. So we've got to do the video a little earlier. So. Oh, and the Hanukkah box is on, is it it's Sunday, right? Saturday? That's what it is. That's right. It's going to be on Saturday. All right. Look how cute. December 1st, at what time?
Noon.
At noon? Okay, just like the other ones. Okay, grab your pumpkin. We're going to fill him in. Grab the orange, and if you want to add a little bit of sprinkles, look at my guy still needs some help there, but I'll go back to him. So we're going to fill him in. If you want to add sprinkles to your pumpkin, the gold and orange are always pretty together. Or if you have the leaf ones, those are also cute on here. Okay, so grab it. Well, right after you pour it, you can put it on, or you can wait so it sits on the top a little bit. So a couple of sprinkles on the side. I kind of like it because you'll just have sprinkles on this side and this side. I think it's pretty. All right. All right, manipulate it so you pull it into the crevices. Give it a good shake. Add on a little bit more sprinkles if you want. And then he's missing a stem. So you can add on whatever kind of stem you want. Whatever color anyways. I'm gonna grab the brown. Brown and orange are always good colors as well. And for this guy, you can fill it in if you want. I'm gonna just take it, I'm gonna just squiggle it. It's probably gonna just fall together because that's the thickness of it. But that's, oh, it's upside down, yes. All right, there you go. There's our pumpkin. Okay, so we're gonna scooch him over. So we've got our fox to fill in a little. Beautiful. Oh, I love what you did with your stem. The different colors, right? That looks great. Okay, so for the fox, we're gonna fill in his little body. Or her little body, I don't know. It can go either way. I think I'm gonna name mine a she. Okay, make sure you get it all filled in. Okay, give it a good little shake. Look how cute. Be careful because if you touch the side, sometimes you'll bump it and then mess up your side there. So I kind of lift it a little, that way you can get just underneath where that frosting is on the edge, depending on how close you got, okay? All right, so we have the fox to work on still. We're gonna set the pumpkin aside. We have the turkey to do, so we'll grab the circle, bring it by you. I think the latte's done. The pumpkin pie's done, unless you're adding the white on later. And the fox we'll come back to later. So the leaf, the pumpkin, the latte, and the pie are all ones that are pretty much done. Let's grab the football. We're gonna do a thing or two on that. So first thing you wanna do is you grab your white, and we're just gonna draw a line. Now be careful because your icing, this is still wet. So just like that with the pumpkin, when I touched it and it messed it up, okay, same thing will happen here. So even your bag of royal icing will poke it. So be very careful when doing this. Just barely put it above the football and just kind of let it fall on. That way you don't accidentally scrape, okay? Or poke it. So you're gonna just draw a little line right here on top. Then you're gonna leave it. Don't touch it, okay? Let it dry for a minute, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the lines on top. Yeah? That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. I'll come back to that one. Okay, this is our turkey. So the turkey, again, the royal icing is still wet. If you wanted to, you can let it dry and sit for a couple hours and then come back to it, or you can do it now. Whatever you want. If you're afraid you might touch it and poke the frosting, that's okay if it happens, but if you don't want that to happen, I would give it maybe even an hour or so, just to sit and dry. Okay, so for the turkey, I'm gonna use probably all the colors, but I'm gonna start with the orange. I've got a dirty tip, so we need to clean that. Okay, we're gonna draw on the nose first. Just a little triangle. Okay. And then you can shake it. It kind of falls in to place for you. Okay, next you're going to add some eyeballs. What I'm going to do is I'll show you how I do my eyeballs, and this is how you get them to be kind of puffy and round as best you can. This frosting's pretty runny, so it can be used with the flooding. Usually I would have a stiffer consistency in order to make the eyeballs, but it works too with this. So what you're going to do is you're going to just hold it like right in the middle of where your eyeball is going to go. So right, my eyeball is going to be just right here and right here. So I'm going to just kind of put it right where in the middle of where the eyeball would be, okay? And then you're gonna just start flooding it out. So you're gonna push it and it should round out for you. You kind of help it by circling, so just like that. If that's not working for you, it's okay to just draw a circle and then fill it in. Okay? After you get the eyeballs drawn, it's funny because sometimes my eyeballs end up being two shapes and I touch the orange. That's okay. Okay, let's see. What color should we do the pupils? Since we don't have a black or anything, we could do them brown. Just draw a pupil right in the middle. Sorry, I think my bags are getting in the way there. Okay, just put it right in there. Now, you know how some cute little characters have little whites in their eyes? There is a name for that, and I can never remember what it is. Okay, so you're gonna take your bag of white and you're gonna take your needle. This is definitely not as a beginner move, so if you have little ones doing this, they can try it, but it might be tough for them. So what you wanna do is take some frosting. See how I have it on the tip? And you're just gonna put it right in the eye. Just like that. That way he has those little whites. It's definitely a tougher technique, so. Okay, now you don't want these horns to be popping up from the eyeballs. So what you do, give it a good shake. Tap it down and they will fall. Don't tap too hard because your cookie will crack. Just don't forget that royal icing that we first put on is still not all the way dry. You can even just touch it with your needle, it'll fall in. Okay? Looks great. Okay, we're gonna let him dry. We're gonna add in a few more things here in a minute. So we'll let him do his thing first. Now, we're gonna go back to the football. Remember we drew that line? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your bag of white. And you've got 4 bumps up here, okay? So I just take that as there's gonna be 4 lines. So I'm gonna start on the dry cookie. There's no royal icing there, so I'm just gonna start down there and I'm gonna pull it over. And then the other line was there. It should be long enough to where it dried up a tad. Be careful touching it because it's still wet. We just bring those lines across. Football, I always feel, goes hand in hand with Thanksgiving. We always have it on Thanksgiving Day. I think Dallas always plays on Thanksgiving and the Lions, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. We're getting close here. So we'll let the turkey sit there for a few more minutes. The little fox, we're gonna draw on the eyes. Now you can use your red icing, you can use the brown icing, orange, whatever color you want to do to draw on the eyes. We're gonna do pretty much the same technique that we used with our turkey. And again, be careful poking it. So if you wanna wait and just let your fox dry for, an hour or whatnot, overnight, okay, if you have the patience, but you're gonna just draw on the eyes. And they're gonna be, mine are closed eyes. So if you want open eyes, that's fine. You can do the same thing that we did with the turkey. He won't look as cute because, foxes have little dainty eyes and features. But, all right, so we're gonna pull off a little bit of color, like that. And we're gonna just draw on the eyes. Be careful because it will poke through, okay? So you're gonna just pull it, just a little bit. Just like that, okay? And then you're going to put on a couple lashes if you want. Okay, it's definitely tough to do, okay? Look how cute. How's everyone doing with that? It's a little more difficult, huh?
Mine looks so wise.
Okay, and I'm putting it in the whites of the face. Oh, I forgot, I was gonna add white on the ears. That's okay, we'll go back to it. I did mention it, but I just never did it. Okay, we're gonna do the other eye. When I do this with my cookie decorating, I'll use a marker and draw them on after the fact. But since not everybody had those markers, I just thought we'd do it this way. Okay, just another way to do it. Okay, look how pretty she looks. Now she needs a nose. We're gonna do a little brown nose for her. And it's gonna be in the shape of a heart. Okay, it's adorable. So we're gonna just kind of put a little pal there and pull it down. Again, be careful because she's still wet, okay? Just like that. And I'm gonna let her dry a little bit. And then probably add in some whites on the ears, but you don't have to if you don't want to. It's really, she looks cute anyways. Okay. Whatever color you want, you don't have to do the brown, okay? Now the turkey's missing its little giblet thing. Giblet? What's that thing called? I would be impressed.
That like,
Yes.
that thing.
The red thing that hangs down.
That bubble.
What'd you call it?
The gobbler.
I don't know that that's official.
You do.
All right, just about done here. I'm impressed for those of you that are still.
Giblet's the liver.
Yeah, that's why I knew that was wrong. That's definitely not it.
This hanging down thing.
The hanging down thing. Okay, so we're gonna add that, the hanging down thing. If you guys know it, Brandy says it's called a waddle. Is that what it is? I feel like this might need to dry for another minute. Good job, Brandy. Waddle is it. Okay, so we have our plaque. Let's just write on Happy Thanksgiving. Now on this one, you can wait until it's dry a little bit longer. The same thing, it's just a little wet still, so if you want to make sure that you're not gonna accidentally poke it or anything, just give it an hour or so, or you can just go for it. So, a couple options for this. You can do the same technique that we just did for the fox eyes and those turkey eyes, and you can write it on. Okay? That will definitely be harder than just writing it with this. So, a couple things. What should we put on there, kiddos? So we have a, you can do yay fall, you can say Turkey Day, you can put on Happy Thanksgiving, you can put eat more pie, or save the pies, eat cake, you know, because we have cakes for Thanksgiving. Okay, so or you can even go back to it if you have these markers and you can write Happy Thanksgiving, okay? So whatever you want, use whatever color. I'm gonna let mine dry for a little bit and then I'm gonna add mine on and I'll post a picture of what it looks like, okay? Yes, should I do it now? Never mind, I've got vetoed with that idea and I'm gonna do it now. All right, we're gonna put fall. Happy fall. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, just so long. I'm nervous to do that. Okay, so we're gonna do happy fall. I'm gonna write fall first because it's gonna be bigger than my happy. So I'm gonna should I do it with the needle or with just writing? Okay. Just trying to decide how I want to do my letters.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You can write Happy Thanksgiving, that's totally fine. With the marker? Yeah, if you want to go back to it later. Not with that marker. You can't write on it until it's dry. Okay, there's fall, and you can write it in cursive, you can, whatever you want. Okay, and then I'm gonna put happy above it. I think I might do a different color. I'm thinking the brown, maybe the orange. I like the orange. Okay, and then I have a little sprinkle in the way, so just make sure you plan accordingly. So I'm gonna show you how you can use the needle. Do that. No, you can't use the marker until it's dry, honey.
Like this.
No. You have to let it dry much longer. Okay, so you put a little bit of frosting on there, and then you can just kind of write it. And this is definitely a more difficult technique. It takes much longer. Just don't poke the bottom. And it's hard with this type of frosting to really get those clean lines with the writing. Oh, I got the sprinkle out. I'm trying to decide if I should. What'd you put on it? I do. All right, so when you're doing writing, you just want to be careful and make sure you plan that you have enough space and plan it out. Hi, guys. That way you don't run out of space at the end and you can't fit on letters. Yes, it's happened to me, so don't be sad if it happens to you. Okay. Almost done. As you can tell, see how it's kind of falling in? So you want to make sure that your circles are pretty big so that it doesn't fall in all the way and cover and fill in those holes for the P's and the A's. All right. It looks okay. I like to wait till they dry and then I can write on them, but it looks cute. Okay, turkey. That's the last thing we have to do. Okay, we're gonna add on the wattle. Okay, and the wattle starts at the top, middle, right here, and it's gonna just come all the way down. And you should be able to do it with just one line. Let me show you. So we're gonna just start here at the top. We're gonna swing around like this. And then we're gonna fill it in a little bit bigger at the bottom because it's got like that teardrop look, right? There's your turkey. Look how cute he is. All right, I think we're just about done here. Let me show you all the rest of them. So I've got the turkey, the football, the leaf. Okay, don't forget, I want to see those decorated cookies. I want to see how well you do. And then, so hashtag when you post the photos, you post it even just on this live Facebook post, or you can post them on Facebook, just tag us and then put hashtag decorate with DP. It's in the description if you're not sure what the hashtag is, okay? I know. We've got this guy. I love the pumpkin pie. I think that one's fun, and the latte. All right, I love them all. I know. I can never pick a favorite. And then the pumpkin. Okay, let's see. That's the end result. If you want, you can always go back, add some whites to the fox ears if you wanted. You can add some whipped cream if you didn't do it yet. You can wait to do your writing, but this is the finished product, okay? Decorate with DP. All right, kiddos. We're gonna go around. I wanna see what you did. Well, then I can't rotate it, just yelled at me. All right, I want me to see cookies. Whoops, let me pick that. Look how wonderful they did.
Hold on, Whitten. I don't think there's...
Whitten, just leave yours right in your spot, honey. You don't have to put them in the tray. You can leave them right there. Okay, be careful picking up your cookies because you'll touch them and mess them up. Okay, these are what the kiddos did. Look at how wonderful they did. These are Avery's. Avery, they look beautiful.
I am improving.
Stephanie, how did the cookies get there? Let me know if they made it. Look at the eyelashes.
I had a really cute nose on my box.
All right, Whitten. Let me see those. Whitten's a first grader, and he is 6 years old. Lindsay, let me know if they came in good shape, if they cracked or anything. I'm not sure. I know I had one of my leaves, one of my packages I sent had broken. So that's what I'm worried about is the cookies breaking. But so far, I've only had one breakage. All right. That'll do it. So yeah, our Christmas box is on our website right now. So for those of you that want to do Christmas, we're going to have gluten-free options for everyone. I haven't put those on the website yet. Hold on, I'm going to rotate this so you guys can see. Oh my gosh, no one told me my hair was such a mess. Okay, hold on. All right, so we have the Christmas boxes up. You can get free shipping right now. So all you have to do is put in Black Friday. We also have Hanukkah boxes. The Christmas boxes are going to be so much fun to do together. I'm also going to try to figure out maybe putting a family option. So if we want to do a box for multiple people to decorate with, like a box for 4 people. I'm gonna put that on the website. It's not on there yet. So can't wait to see you in December. And yes, show me your cookies. Have a wonderful day. Say bye. All right, kiddos. Say bye.
Bye.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Bye.
And that's our progress of our bakery. I don't know if no one's really seen it yet. I'll have to do a video and show you that later. Did you say hi, Darren?
Bye.
All right. See ya. Until next time.